Alrighty, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, May 10th, and it is day 79. It is close to 3:45 in the afternoon, and I am just getting back on trail from Open Arms Hostel in Luray, Virginia. It's pretty late for me to be just starting for the day. However, I ordered a couple things through Amazon Prime, and so I had to wait for my package to be delivered before I could leave. Maybe I should have just stayed a fourth night, but didn't really want to pay for a fourth night. So here I am back out on trail, and honestly, I was falling into a little slump just sitting in the hostel. Last night I was in the hostel all by myself. There were no other hikers, and I started to really feel alone again, and it wasn't a great feeling. And even though some hikers showed up today before I left, I didn't know them. I had never seen them before. And obviously, naturally, they didn't look like me, so it didn't really make much of a difference. So, yeah, I'm off today. Don't really know how much progress I'm actually going to make today. I would like to do about 14 and a half miles to get to Gravel Springs Hut. I think that's what it's called. But with it already being pretty much 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that is a little ambitious. But we're just gonna see what we can do. I may find the stealth site somewhere between here and there and just stop to camp. But I may also decide to just keep hiking into the evening and just push it there, because that would allow me a nice 10-mile day into Front Royal tomorrow. Or maybe it's 12 miles. So, we're back. Chipmunk. Let's see what we can do. So we're almost done with the shinnies at this point. I think there's only like 28 more miles to the northern boundary. So pretty much by the end of the day tomorrow, I will be in Front Royal and out of the Shenandoahs. So it's a really quick section of like 105, 110 miles. I think I said that on a previous video. And I moved through it pretty quickly, even with my couple of days off, because I put in those 3 20-mile days in the beginning. So today, I'm gonna push for that shelter, which is 14 and a half miles. And I don't really care if it gets dark. I'll probably night hike in, which it'll be my first time doing that. And then tomorrow, I'll finish up the last 12, 13 miles and go into Front Royal. And then on Thursday, I'll get picked up from there and head down to Damascus for trail days. So that's the plan. And for right now, I'm sticking to it. So I'm about 7.5, almost 8 miles in. It is now 6 o'clock pretty much. And y'all, I really do not know what is going on with my shins. I spent the last 2.5 days icing aggressively, stretching aggressively, resting aggressively. And literally, as soon as I put my shoes back on and started walking on this trail again, my left shin immediately became aggravated. I'm like, it was feeling better before I even went into town. Like when I was just hiking on it before, it felt better than it does now. And I'm like, what is this? It's really irritating. It's really pissing me off. I think I might be getting to that point where I can't just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I might just have to get off trail for a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I mean, I have the time to do it. I just don't want to do it. I'm so irritated. Everything about these last few days has just been so irritating. Goodness gracious. Anyways, that Amazon Prime order that I was waiting on earlier was actually a shin splint support strap, which foolishly I did not put them on before I got on trail today, because I just wanted to see how my shins were feeling, because I felt like after the last couple of days they were getting better and I was feeling fine walking around the hostel and stuff, but apparently they are not fine. So I'm probably gonna throw those straps on in a minute and see if they help at all. And I don't know. I'm over it. This whole through hike, I'm just over it. Now that's cool. All right, it is right around 8:20. Finally found the turnoff for the shelter. So that's 14.5 miles on the day. And I made it just before dark. Go me. Good night. My gosh, you couldn't ask for a better morning. So pretty. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, and it is day 80. I'm just leaving the shelter right around 9:30 a.m. and I wasn't too concerned about getting up and getting out early today because I only have 13.5 miles to get to Front Royal, where I'll be stopping for the day. And I'm gonna go into town, and I actually might split a room for the first time with another hiker named Sunfish. I've been seeing him on and off ever since mile 150 or something like that. So the both of us are planning on going to trail days tomorrow. So we're both stopping in Front Royal today, and we just want to find someplace cheap to stay tonight since we're getting out of town tomorrow. So yesterday I didn't have such a great day. My body just wasn't really feeling it. Specifically, my left shin. That is now the primary issue that I'm dealing with. But also these shoes still are aggravating. But yeah, I woke up this morning feeling like I was just kind of ready to go home and just call it quits on this hike. And yeah, I know I've been saying that I'm never quitting. That's not me. And I still stand by that. I don't really want to quit. I want to see this through to the end, but I'm just really not feeling it. My body doesn't feel 100%, and I'm tired of hiking not at 100%. And I'm not making any connections, well, no real connections like I thought I might. And at this point, I've hiked almost 1,000 miles pretty much by myself for the most part. And I mean, it's just not all that fun. And I'm just like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? I'm not really a part of this community. At this point, I don't know if I really want to be. I'm almost second guessing going to trail days because it's like, do I really want to go down and be a part of that and meet people? And I don't know. But I'm not quitting. I do need to see this through to the end. However, I may need to take a good 1 to 2 weeks off trail to let my body recover and fully heal so that I can finish this hike comfortably. And that time off trail would pretty much be like reshuffling the deck. The hikers who I've been around, who I'm not really all that interested in, they'll be a good ways ahead of me at that point, and there will be new hikers around me, and maybe I'll make a trail friend finally. One who I feel a real, genuine connection with. I gotta figure it out. I'm at least going to get to Harper's Ferry after trail days, and then from there I'll figure out what to do. And it's hard because I don't want to pay to stay somewhere for 1 to 2 weeks. Like, that's crazy expensive. But also the situation currently back at home will not allow me to have a comfortable 1 to 2 weeks off. So I don't really want to go back home either. So I don't know. I at least need to go to a doctor finally to maybe get an idea of what's going on. I'm thinking it's shin splints, but everyone describes shin splints as being super painful, which I've never really been in pain. It's always been more of a discomfort, which is how I've been able to hike on it for so many miles. But I am sort of ready to not have to deal with this discomfort anymore. So a week or two off trail might be the key. But that'll have to wait. Today we got to get to Front Royal, so Let's go. One thing I really wasn't expecting was to start slipping into depression on trail, but that's honestly what's starting to happen. I mean, I took 2.5 days off trail to rest and ice my shin, and my right shin feels pretty okay at this point, but my left shin feels even worse after those 2 days of ice and rest. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? It just made it worse. I felt better when I was just continuing to hike on it and doing my stretches. And yeah, I probably need to change my shoes and insoles, but these outfitters don't have shit aside from ultras. I'm irritated. It's like, I'm a friendly person. I'm not that shy, not like I used to be. So I'm always friendly and engaging. But at this point, it seems like everybody's clicked up. And I have not been included in any of the cliques. That's irritating. Even though I don't need no bitch, like, to do this whole entire hike completely by myself and to be pretty much on the outs, or like on the outside looking in, even though I'm just as much a part of this experience as everyone else. That's like so annoying. It's like some high school bullshit. And I ain't about to sit and beg for friends. I got plenty of those back home. I'm just irritated. I'm starting to feel like I don't want to be out here anymore. I feel like I made my point. I showed everybody who I am and what I'm about. And my reasoning for doing this trail has pretty much been explained. But I don't know. I guess the only thing that's keeping me going at this point is my own stubbornness. Because if I don't finish this, I'm going to hate myself. And I've been going back and forth as to whether I should take some time off trail. And a part of me feels like I should, since my injuries aren't improving. But at the same time, as I was sort of mentioning earlier, home is not what it was when I left to come do this hike. A lot of things have changed back home, and being back home, I know is going to feel a lot more uncomfortable than before I left. So I don't really want to go home. I don't know. Officially done with the shinnies. So long. See you next time. So I'm now officially out of the Shenandoahs, and I'm about 3.5 miles away from Front Royal, where I will be stopping for the day. It's 1:30 right now, so I anticipate being done right around 3 o'clock, 3:15, and it's gonna be an early day, thank goodness. And I'm actually feeling a lot better than I was this morning. I ran into this other hiker. His name is Grinder, and I've been seeing him on and off, and from what I've seen, he has sort of been with a group of guys, but I noticed that he's sort of the one from that group who sort of branches off and does his own thing. So he's not necessarily trying to keep the same pace or push the same miles as the rest of them, which I can respect. But saw him taking a break, so I stopped and started chatting with him, and he allowed me to vent a little bit about some of my frustrations today, and he was just pretty cool about it. He's a little bit behind me, but probably going to try to get a hitch into town with him down at the parking lot. And I believe he's going to trail days, so I'll probably see him there. I still have to figure out how I'm getting back from trail days. And I don't know, at first I wasn't sure about whether I really wanted to go, but I've heard from a few people today that trail days is actually pretty fun. So I'm excited to go down and have some fun and just forget about hiking for a minute. And yeah, I'm also thinking about, like, am I really gonna get off trail for a week or two? If so, how am I gonna do that? Am I just gonna go back home? There's a part of me that just wants to go see a doctor and ask if they can give me just a couple of cortisone shots in my shins, which are basically steroids, and see if that helps clear things up to at least allow me to finish this hike, because I really don't want to get off trail. Like, yeah, maybe I'm not having the best time right now, but it's definitely not the trail's fault. And I don't know, I just want to keep going. I want to keep making progress, and I don't want to sit for a week or two at home and feel like I'm doing nothing. So we'll see. At least I'm feeling better now, and there is a movie theater in Front Royal, and I think I'm hitting that today, since I should be getting into town fairly early. Definitely want to go see that new Fantastic Beasts film. So I think I'm gonna make that move. Yeah, I finally got new shoes. These Topo Ultra Ventures. super wide in the toe box, which is all I've been asking for. And they're light. They're pretty much like Ultras, except these have a 5mm drop instead of 0 drop. So I think I finally may have found my shoe. But let me not jinx it. I gotta test these out first. All right, so I'm here in downtown Front Royal, Virginia. I caught a hitch by myself today into town, so that was great. Got dropped off at the outfitter where I finally found a new pair of shoes that I'm super excited about. Hopefully these Topos are the shoe for me because I still haven't found the right shoe. And I left those Keens in the hiker box. So behind the outfitter, there's this little pit stop for thru hikers called Base Camp. So I stopped in there and I was able to take a shower, change clothes, and they offered laundry and stuff for thru hikers. Then I popped into the brewery, had a little snack, and now I'm going to catch my ride to stay the night at this Stumble Inn hostel. So yeah, it's turning out to be a pretty good day. My spirits are up after not starting off so great today, but yeah, I'm starting to meet people. I talked to Leapfrog and Batona, and they're still at least a day behind me, and they'll probably pass me while I'm at Trail Days, but that's okay. Hopefully I can catch up to them again after Trail Days and after my little break in Harper's Ferry. Yeah, I just kind of needed to know that I had some people out here, and it looks like I do. And I'm meeting some new people, so I'm happy about that. So let's go catch our ride to get to this hostel. But first, I'm picking up a milkshake because I really want one. So welcome to the Stumble Inn, our home for the night. And tomorrow, we're going to Trail Days. I hope the girls are ready.
You want fried rice? Grab some.
No, thank you. I got all I can handle right in front of me.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 12th, and it is day 81. And as you can see, I'm not hiking today. And that's because we are going into Trail Days weekend. Hey. So in a few hours, I'm going to get picked up by the Almonds Right team. We're going to drive back down to Damascus, and we are hopefully going to have a fun weekend at Trail Days. So I'm really excited. We had a great breakfast here at the Stumble Inn. It was so good, a nice vegan breakfast. Honestly amazing. And this has honestly been one of the best days so far on the AT. This place is super clean. It's nice and neat, very well organized, and yeah, just a wonderful place to stay, and I definitely recommend it. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out for a while. I'm gonna get all my stuff packed up, and then in a little bit we'll go into town, and that's where I will meet up with my Almonds Right friends. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see them. And yeah, that's pretty much all for now. So let's go to Trail Days. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I'm back here at Base Camp in downtown Front Royal. So pretty much I have about 3 hours to kill before the Almonds Right team gets here to pick me up. So I just locked my pack in this little locker, and I'm gonna go grab some lunch somewhere and just sort of wander around town for a while and just sort of check out the scene, see what's here. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Look at this. We are at the Virginia Beer Museum.
The land of sky blue waters, a big, fresh land. You can see the bigness, feel the freshness, and in Ham's beer you can taste it. A taste as big and fresh as the land of sky blue waters. Ham's, Ham's. Refreshing at the land of sky blue waters. Land of lake and pine, cool enchantment.
All right, so it is now after 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm still here at base camp in Front Royal. The Almonds Right team was initially supposed to pick me up around 4 o'clock this afternoon. However, they sent me a message around 1 o'clock saying that they had gotten off to a late start today and that they would be much later. So I don't really know. They say they're 30 minutes away at this point. I just messaged them because this is a small town and things are gonna start closing down soon, and I have nowhere to go at the moment. But I'm glad that they're at least close. They did drive all the way down from New York City. But yeah, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen at this point. I was initially expecting to get down to Damascus while it was still daylight so that I could figure out where to go to set up my tent, because I'm probably just gonna be tent camping for the weekend. I didn't bother trying to find a place to stay, didn't want to pay for a place to stay, and at this point, because of trail days, I'm pretty sure every place or every hotel in and around Damascus is probably booked up. So it's still like a 3-hour drive from here down to Damascus, and by the time we get down there, it's gonna be dark and it's gonna be pretty late, and I'm probably gonna have to find somewhere to set up my tent in the dark, which not really looking forward to, but there's nothing I can do about it at this point. So yeah, I'll keep y'all updated when I get picked up. Hopefully it's soon. And this is not how I was expecting to start this whole Trail Days weekend, but it is what it is at this point. Okay, so it is after 1 a.m. and we just made it down to Damascus. Man, that was a long 3.5-hour drive. Whew. And since we are arriving so late, Liv and Jen from Almonds Right are pretty much sneaking me into their Airbnb for the night, so shh, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna crash on this couch. I mean, it's really too late. I can't go into Damascus to Tent City because there's a whole check-in process, and I have to get a wristband, so that'll have to be tomorrow. But yeah, we made it. Trail Days starts tomorrow, and it's going to be fun, I hope. But for now, I'm going to make myself comfy on this couch, and I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm tired. So I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. What's up, y'all? Today's Friday, May 13th, and it's day 82. It's actually the first day of Trail Days, so I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm on my way into Damascus right now, and we're gonna see what the scene is looking like. So let's make it happen. I'm so excited. Ooh, Trail Days. This is madness. Literal insanity.
Thank y'all very much. So this next song we're gonna do, I wrote waiting for this moment.
Day 2 of trail days. Trying to enjoy the nice weather this morning before the storms start rolling in a little later. Excited for the hiker parade today.
I got shoes. And Tyler. Tyler gets the outfit. You get a new rain for the joke? This is my Tyler. I'm just gonna cut his
Benton Mackay dreamed of your kingdom. 1925, the ATC was formed. 1931, Myron Avery was elected, chosen to lead and serve 7 consecutive terms as the ATC chair. 1937, footpath complete, Maine to Georgia. Benton Mackay's dream became your reality. You are royalty. 1937 was a good year for the AT. The following year, a storm was brewing. It was twisting and turning in the Atlantic Ocean. A hurricane.
And one of them is Sarah Jones Decker.
Okay.
Who, she's another photographer.
Continue straight for 7 minutes to I-81 North Fort Marion.
Oh, I'm just gonna put it in. And she did this book where she photographed every shelter on the AT.
Oh yeah, I've heard of her.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, y'all? Today is Sunday, May 15th, and it is day 84. I just got back to Front Royal from trail days down in Damascus. So I spent the last couple days just enjoying trail days and experiencing it for the first time. And a special thank you to a friend of mine, Phil, and his partner. We met through Instagram, and Phil gave me a ride from Damascus back up to Front Royal since they were on their way up to Connecticut anyway. So I really appreciate them for that, because I really went down to trail days without having a ride back. But they say the trail provides, and it definitely did in this case. I know this vlog is going to be hectic and chaotic and just all over the place. I wanted to record footage of trail days, but at the same time, I was in the moment just having fun and living in the experience. So I was able to show a few clips of a few things, but not a whole lot. But I can say it was a really fun time. I got to meet a lot of people who I know through social media, people who have hiked in previous years, people who are hiking this year, who are like behind me, who I would probably never see otherwise. I got to talk to people who work for different brands, people who work for like the ATC and all that stuff. So it was a really cool experience. I'm really happy that I went. It was nice to have like a few days off trail to rest the shins, even though I probably hiked at least like 7-8 miles in a couple of days, just walking back and forth through Damascus, checking out all the vendors. Yeah, but it was fun. Had a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody. You all were wonderful. Except for this one weirdo. He really tried my time, and I know that it was the drugs. Couldn't control his acid or whatever the girls were taking, because, you know, they had that stuff. And y'all know, I don't play them games. But yeah, this one weirdo starts talking to me, not making any sense. Started saying some things that are a little questionable, sounding a little homophobic and possibly racist. And I was like, baby, you're talking to like queen homophobe, blackity black me. Like, are you sure this is the road you want to go down? So yeah, aside from him, everybody else was wonderful, and I'm so glad that I went. Yeah, I don't really know what the rest of the day looks like. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm probably just going to be chilling for the most part. And I'll probably go into town in a little bit to get some dinner and do a little resupply. And then we will start making our way towards Harper's Ferry. So, let me see. Today's Sunday. I'm planning to get to Harper's Ferry on Friday so that I can meet up with family and friends. And then I'll be in Harper's Ferry pretty much all of next weekend. So it's only about 50, 60 miles away. And I've got a good 5 days to make it happen. So this week is going to feel pretty easy. So I'm back here at the Stumble Inn, and there's actually reports of like some really bad thunderstorms tomorrow and possibly even a tornado. So I was talking to Stumbles here, and she suggested maybe doing a little slack pack of about 8 miles. It would be a free slack pack, and I can just get it done really quick, come back to the hostel here and avoid the storm. So I think I'm going to do that and then really take off on Tuesday. But yeah, that's all I really have to report right now. Maybe if I think of, once I have a little bit of time to process what happened at Trail Days, maybe I'll jump back on and give a little recap that's a little more in depth. But my brain is moving 1,000 miles a minute right now, and I can't think. But yeah, maybe I'll show y'all some of the stuff that I picked up at Trail Days. I did spend some money with some of those vendors. But yeah, let's get a shower and get laundry going first. Yeah, that's tea. Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, May 16th. It is day 85, and we're back on trail. Trail Days 2022 is over and now a thing of the past, and it's time to get back to business. Time to get back to knocking these miles down. I had fun at Trail Days, but yeah, I came out here to do this. So let's get it done. Today's actually going to be a pretty easy day for me. I'm only doing about 8.5 miles. And I'm slack packing, as you can see. So basically, I stayed at the Stumble Inn again last night. My ride from Trail Days dropped me off there. And I'm gonna stay at the Stumble Inn again tonight. So they offered me a free shuttle slack pack today since I'm not going that far. So they just dropped me off about 8.5 miles north, and I'm hiking south back to the inn. And it's 9 o'clock now. Hoping to be finished before 12 because there are reports of some thunderstorms coming in, and yesterday they were talking about potential tornado warnings. So I definitely don't want to be out while that's happening. So I'm gonna see if I can knock this out quick. And yeah, I'm excited to be back on trail. At this point, a lot of the people who I was around before have passed me. So like Leapfrog and Batona are probably 2-3 days ahead of me at this point. My new potential tramley, the Colt, they're pretty much all ahead of me. And everyone's probably gonna be ahead of me for a while because this week is gonna be pretty light for me. So I'm about 50 miles away from Harper's Ferry. And I really wanted to be in Harper's Ferry on a weekend so that I could have family and friends come out to see me. And since I went to Trail Days this past weekend, my plan is to take my time and get to Harper's Ferry next weekend. So today's Monday. By Friday, I should be hiking into Harper's Ferry. And it's just gonna be a string of easy days this week. No more than like 14 miles any given day. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get to Harper's. I visited that place quite a few times and I love it. And every time I go, I've been so obsessed with like through hiking and stopping by the ATC headquarters to take my photo. And I'm so excited to hike in this year with my full pack and with my AT tag, and I'll actually swing by the headquarters and talk to everyone there and take my photo. So I'm stoked. And I got family and friends coming to see me. So I've been out here for 85 days, almost 3 full months. Haven't seen friends and family in a while. And when they do see me, I'll be 1,000 miler because in the next couple days, I will be reaching the 1,000 mile mark. So shout out to me. And this is my first day really testing out my new Topo shoes. And so far they feel amazing. This is the most space my toes have had in any pair of shoes so far, aside from my Ultra Olympus, which I started in back down in Georgia. But yeah, these shoes, the Ultra Venture 2s, they're pretty comparable to my Ultra Olympus. They have a nice wide toe box, which I love. They're a lightweight trail runner. They have a rock plate and a little bit of extra cushioning. So the one major difference is that Ultras are 0 drop, whereas these have a 5mm drop, which I like a lot. So yeah, let's get today done, get back to the inn so we can chill out. Well, this grassy field looks like Tick Central if I had to guess. I'd advise everyone to stay on trail, use bug spray, and check yourselves for ticks after coming through this. It's so funny, since I've taken a few days off trail and come back, I'm running into a completely different group of hikers. And I mean, with me going southbound today, I've been passing quite a few people who I've never seen before. At least one of them so far recognized me from social media, and they actually reached out to me yesterday and said they were pretty close. And I was like, oh, well, you'll probably pass me. And they sure enough did. But it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of hikers out here, over 3,000 people. So even though I'm not really around the group of hikers who I've been around for some time now anymore, there's really nothing to trip about, because there are so many other hikers out here, and I can easily try to find a connection with anyone else. And that's no shade to any of the people who I've been around before. I'm just saying, some people get caught up in trying to keep up with certain people and not wanting people to get too far ahead of them, because then they'll be working extra hard to try to catch up. And I ain't working extra hard to do shit. If I catch up to Leapfrog, Batona, or any of the cult members, that's cool. But if not, I've been a bad bitch all by myself. And y'all know that ain't finna change. So it is what it is. This might sound like a little bit of a rant or a long spiel, but I just want to get something off my chest. And I'll try to do it gently. So yeah, spent the weekend at Trail Days, had a great time. I started to feel like maybe I was a valued member of this outdoor and through hiking community, and I felt pretty good. I felt like Trail Days recharged my battery. It reminded me why my presence is so important out here, and it reaffirmed for me that what I'm doing has a positive impact for a lot of people. But as soon as I left Damascus and I was driving back or riding back to Front Royal, I'm on social media and I start to see reports about a couple of racially motivated mass shootings. One happened on Friday last week. A racially motivated attack against Asian women. And then on Saturday, there was racially motivated attack against black people, where at least 10 black people were, 13 people total were shot. I think 10 of them were killed, and I think at least 11 of them were black. But there was this 18-year-old white kid, a self-proclaimed and proud white supremacist. He had a manifesto about this stupid replacement theory, which there are quite a few white Americans who believe that the power and privilege that white people hold is somehow being transferred over to black and brown people, and they feel like the white majority is being replaced by people of color in an attempt to alter the dynamics of this country. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it might be a surprise to some of y'all, but a majority of white Americans have that fear. And that is exactly why 45 got elected in the first place, when he had no business occupying that role. And yeah, here we go, talking about politics. I don't give a fuck. Tune out if you don't want to hear it. But y'all probably need to hear it. So yeah, this fool drives 3 hours to a low-income black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York, with an AR-15. And y'all know the rest. Hey, how you doing?
It rained yet, so.
Yeah, happy trails, stay dry. I believe the incident on Saturday resulted in 13 people being shot. I think either 10 or 11 of them passed away, and at least 11 of them were black people. He was targeting black people. And in seeing that report and seeing all the details involved about his manifesto and the racial slurs that he painted on his AR-15, like if you see images of his AR-15, it had "Here is your reparations" written on the gun. And that says pretty much all that needs to be said. Oh, wait a minute. Pause on that for 1 second. Somebody told me about this tree. Raised rhino. Do y'all think that looks like a rhinoceros head? I think it kind of does, honestly. Yeah, somebody told me about that, and I was like, wait, let me not skip past this. Anyway, back to being serious. Yeah, both of those stories, both of those shootings kind of broke me, because here I am coming off of this super fun weekend at Trail Days where I was one of maybe 5 black people total. And I'm over here smiling, happy, laughing, having fun, meeting people, really feeling connected to this community. And all the while, I'm oblivious to these traumatic crimes that are being committed against people who look like me. And I turn to social media, to a lot of the outdoor entities and platforms that I follow, and you wouldn't be surprised, but there was radio silence from the overwhelming majority of the outdoor community. No one really said anything about it. And still hasn't. And today's Monday. And I'm like, damn, I know we were just at Trail Days. We probably weren't really checking the news like that. But I know some of y'all done seen something. And nobody has anything to say? Okay, period. Noted. It's crazy. It is crazy. And here I am out in the woods by myself. I display myself the way that I do here on YouTube and on my social medias. I talk about things that I feel are important. I ruffle some feathers from time to time. I speak about real shit that apparently isn't supposed to be spoken about on trail. So I'm putting myself in an even more vulnerable and potentially dangerous position when there are people out in the world who want to see people who look like me dead. But you know what? I'm not scared. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep talking about what's important and what's right. And I don't care how many of y'all wanna hear it or not. I don't care how many of y'all feel uncomfortable about it. You should feel uncomfortable. And that uncomfortability should fuel you to wanna speak up and try to do something to make change. But there is still an overwhelming majority of white people in America who are complicit. I know there are so many people who probably see these incidents on the news and they say to themselves, oh, thank God I'm white. Thank God I don't have to worry about that. I know it. I know y'all sitting at home saying that to yourselves. And y'all really don't. Y'all don't have to. I mean, yeah, mass shootings have now become normalized in America. Crazy. We all have to watch our backs. But y'all don't have to watch y'all backs the way that I have to watch mine. And that's a fact. And I'm not just black, I'm also gay. There's people out there who hate me for being black, people out there who hate me for being gay. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind seeing me dead. But I'm here. And as long as I'm here, they're gonna have to see me, they're gonna hear me. I ain't scared. And I'm not gonna stop talking. I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna let hoes sit around me comfortable. So, yeah. As happy as I am to be back on trail, I'm also feeling rather affected by the events that took place over the weekend. And once again, who do I have to discuss these thoughts and feelings with? There's no one around. So I gotta share it all with y'all. Yeah, that's all for now. My arm is tired. I kept it cute though, I think, for the most part. All right, we're done. So I'm just 3 miles away from the road where I'll be getting picked up. I can see the storm is rolling in. So I need to make this hike down a fast one. Can't see the road yet, but I can hear cars, which means I'm almost done. It's probably right around this bend. And it's about 11:45. Yep, there it is. 11:45. So I still have pretty much the entire day to chill back at the Stumble Inn. And I'll probably get my next video done before the day is over. Okay, so I'm back here at the Stumble Inn. Like I said, it was just an easy 8.5 mile day, and it's right around 12 noon or 12:30 now, so got the rest of the day to just chill out. So gonna go inside, take a shower, get something to eat, and just hang out for the rest of the day. Probably get this video done. So if I decide not to record anymore today, then I will just see y'all tomorrow. But I think actually I did say yesterday I might record a little more and give a little more recap about trail days. So maybe I'll do that after I take a shower and get settled in. Maybe I won't forget like I did yesterday. Look, we figured out where the hole is coming from. Those bubbles mean that there's an air pocket in my sleeping pad. I figured it was probably the valve, but actually it looks like there's like a little hole right there. Cause watch, when I push it down in there, it's like at first I thought it was the valve, but you see the bubbles are coming from like right beside it, like right there. Okay, we gotta see right there, that's it. All right, we gotta see how to fix that. So I noticed that there's like a little pinhole, like somewhere right here in this little corner. And because of where the hole actually is, I can't really use one of those like repair patches or glue dots to put right there because it's like it's a weird spot. So the only thing I can really think to do is to try to close it up with some glue. Yeah, I just wiped down the area with like an alcohol patch, and then I'm probably just gonna put glue like right along this little fold here, because I think that's really like where the hole is, like probably like right there somewhere. So I'm pretty much using the same process that I used when I had to seam seal my rain gloves. So I'm just taking little drops of glue, putting it on the end of this little toothpick, and then just like spreading it along this fold here. And then I'll just let it dry, probably apply another layer, let that dry, and then hope I'm good to go. Okay, since I got my sleeping pad fixed and pretty much got all my other chores done, I figure let me finally give y'all this trail days recap, since I was very helter-skelter with the documentation. Basically, trail days was a lot of fun. Starting off with Tent City, which was just exactly what it sounds like, a sea of tents, hikers tenting out in the woods, in the field at the edge of town. And I really enjoyed that, even though it rained pretty much every day and the inside of my tent was wet from condensation the entire weekend. But hey, it just comes with the territory. But inside Tent City, that's where the real trail days went down, especially if you were back in the woods. I was not back in the woods because I have my limitations, and when it's time for me to say, all right, I'm done for the night and go to sleep, I needed to be out of the woods, back in my tent. So I opted for the quiet section, which was out in the field. Definitely don't regret that one bit. But even in the quiet section, people were still just out there chilling, drinking, having a good time. And I was out there with the few members of the cult tramley that went. We ended up tenting pretty near each other, so I was hanging with them for the most part. But on Friday, that's when things really started to kick off, and I was just sort of walking around, meeting different people, checking out the different vendors and food trucks, and entering all of the raffles for giveaways, because they had endless giveaways, which I didn't win any of them, go figure. But yeah, Friday night, Tent City was the place to be. There was a bonfire, people dancing around the bonfire with no rhythm, I might add. People playing the drums with, again, no rhythm. And just yelling and screaming, hooping and hollering, just doing what festival girls do. You know, some of the girls had their little recreational activities, which kudos to them. I was like, you know, I'm gonna just sip what's in this little cup, and we're gonna call it a day, okay? Because we ain't playing. I don't know what y'all be doing like that. You ain't getting me. So yeah, so Saturday was like, I guess, the main day of trail days. So we had the hiker parade, which had over 1,000 hikers from the class of 2022. We walked down Main Street and everyone sprayed us with water guns and they threw water balloons at us. This one kid tried to throw a water balloon at me and I actually caught it without it exploding. And I was like, yeah, you picked the right one, huh? But no, I didn't throw it at him. I just sort of chucked it back into the crowd. So that was fun. Yeah, live music, games, raffle drawings, which again, I didn't win anything. And then Saturday night was Tent City again, which is pretty much the same as Friday. So I was like, all right, I don't really need to watch y'all jump around this fire again. We just did this last night. So Saturday night was kind of an earlier night for me. And I knew that I had to be up super early on Sunday because my ride, shout out to Phil, was heading out pretty early on Sunday. So we were on the road by 7:30 a.m., which I was happy to leave early on Sunday because I think 2 days is all that they needed from me. Like, I'm not really the festival type. I get tired and I need to just recharge my battery. So I've been able to do that here back at the Stumble Inn. So yeah, while I was at Trail Days, I was able to speak to representatives from a ton of different brands like Z-Packs, Enlightened Equipment. I talked to people from the ATC. Of course, Almonds Right was there because they drove me down, but there was like Light AF, there was Hyperlight Mountain Gear, tons of brands. And I actually picked up a few things. So at the Z-Packs booth, they hooked me up with a couple of extra tent stakes. So I'm actually gonna swap a couple out that are a little heavier than these. And they gave me a new rucksack because I got my old rucksack stuck in a tree a few hundred miles ago. So I've been without a rucksack and I'm glad to have another one. I also took my CNOC trekking pole to the Lecky tent and I was like, hey, I know this pole isn't Lecky, but can y'all still fix my tip? Because like my tip came off. So they gave me a replacement tip and then naturally they had to throw a Lecky sticker on my pole just to remind everyone that they fixed it. So thank you, Lecky. Oh, and they also gave us a shot of moonshine, so thank you for that. If y'all have never heard of Abstract Hikes, you need to look them up. She is a wonderful artist, makes beautiful art around the theme of hiking and being outdoors, and so I bought a little keychain. I was introduced to Abstract Hikes through the American Hiking Society because I was a Next Gen trail leader last year. Oh, there goes my sleeping pad blowing over. Whatever. But yeah, she does amazing work and I definitely support her. Then I stopped by the Fernway Food Company booth and I got a couple of free dinners to try out because I've been wanting to try this brand for some time now and just haven't put in any orders yet. But we got some green tamale pie, which I think won an award for being like the best backpacker dinner or dehydrated meal or something like that. And we've got some mushroom pot pie. And I've got a sweet potato breakfast bowl. So I'm excited to try all of these this week. And then, y'all know I had to see what the clothing brands were giving. So I did pick up a few new pieces, even though I don't think I'm going to be using them on this hike. I'm probably just gonna like ship them back home. So let's see. We've got this shirt, which if you're involved in any way in the long distance hiking community, then you've probably seen about 300 hikers with one of these hooded sun shirts. So this is made by Jolly Gear. I've seen this brand and I haven't like invested in any of their shirts until now. And this is actually one of their first samples. So I got it at a little discount. So this will be put to use probably on a future hike. And then, y'all know I got my Purple Rain rain kilt that I've been carrying, and I stopped by their booth and I picked up a full-on dress. So I think I might switch out my kilt for this because I like dresses. And then the last thing, oh, go figure, another dress. So actually, early on in the hike, I met this couple and their names are Crunch and Fruit Bat. And they're vloggers as well. They have their own YouTube channel. And Fruit Bat, she actually has a micro grid fleece hoodie dress, which she got from Melanzana. And I saw this one at one of the booths by Lightheart Gear. And I was like, oh, I want to get a hoodie dress too, because Fruit Bat has one and she makes it look so good. So I decided to go ahead and pick one up, and it's definitely too hot to wear right now, but I'm going to ship it home, and when it gets cold outside again, I will have this to wear. And obviously, you get a bunch of stickers from everywhere. One booth that I stopped by that I wasn't expecting to swing by, but they kind of piqued my interest, is the Florida Trail booth. I am terrified of the Florida Trail, and I've always said that I would never hike that trail, but you know, I tend to do things that scare me, and there's something telling me to maybe give the Florida Trail a chance in the future, so we'll see how that goes. And y'all don't mind Dave mowing the lawn. This is his house. He's housing me, so whatever. And I think the last thing I got was this little half spoon, half fork with a little knife from Gregory Packs. Gregory did a little giveaway, which again, I didn't win anything, but they gave me this as like a consolation. So thanks, Gregory. But yeah, Trail Days was super fun. They had a lot of events throughout the weekend. There was a lot of people to meet, a lot of people who recognized me from my YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, it was just some good old fun. And it honestly felt like a nice vacation from this hike, which is also kind of a vacation. But yeah, I'm glad that it's over. Glad to be back on trail. I'm going to get focused again and get back out there tomorrow. I'm actually surprised the weather didn't do what they said it was gonna do today. Otherwise, I would have just hiked out today, but whatever. It's cool to be here. And I mean, this is one of the best places that I've stayed at so far on the AT, so I'm not really complaining too much. And they make a mean vegan breakfast, so stumble in. Y'all make sure y'all check that out when y'all get to Front Royal. So yeah, this video is probably going to be super chaotic, but you know, we're going with the flow. Tomorrow I'm going to start making the push onto Harper's Ferry, which I should be reaching by the end of the week, and I'm super excited to see family and friends there. And I've also been debating doing the 4-state challenge, or at least trying it, which is pretty much a 44-mile hike from the West Virginia state line all the way up to Pennsylvania. So the idea is to hike those 44 miles in a 24-hour period, and essentially you would be touching 4 states in 24 hours. I don't know if that's really a great idea, because I haven't even like done a 30-mile day yet, and I've been like on and off trail, doing fewer miles than usual, dealing with like shin situations. So it's probably not a smart plan, and I'll keep thinking about it throughout the week. But I feel like if I really wanted to do it, I could do it. So we'll see. I don't know. Ugh. So yeah, this is probably going to do it for this video. Yeah, I just want to chill for the rest of the day and keep picking my hair. So yeah, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. See y'all in Harper's Ferry at the end of the week. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. And let's keep going. Bye.